Hey everybody, my name is Zach Hartley, and in this video I'm going to walk you through exactly how to post your product for rent on Ruckify and make a little extra money. Here we go. Okay, first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Ruckify website. You can type it in Google or go to ruckify.com. It is the Rent Anything website, and it's the website designed to help you rent out your products from your home. So it's really nice, but the first thing you're going to need to do is create your account. So you're going to go to the top right corner here and click on sign up. Now you are going to need an email address to do this. So I'm going to type in my information. Give me 1 second here. Now, when you get to the bottom, there is a spot here for a referral code. I do have a referral code down below, and if you decide to input that in here, it's gonna give you $25 in Ruck Bucks. Now, what Ruck Bucks are is basically a $25 credit to use on anything you want. So hopefully you make money on this platform, and if not, you will have at least got $25 for you to rent out anything you want. So totally up to you if you decide to use that or not. The link is below, and you just input it here into the referral code, and then you click on I agree and sign me up. So there we go. That's pretty much all you need to really create a profile. You have a couple of validation steps to verify who you are and before you can actually post anything, but not too bad. Okay, so here's the quick verification steps that you will have to go through. You will have to upload a photo of yourself as well as your phone number and your email so that they can confirm who you are and how to contact you in the event that there's an issue or they need to send you money or they can't get a hold of your bank. Whatever the situation is, the good thing here is they are verifying who is on their platform and how to get a hold of them so that if you ever have any issues, it's really easy to figure it out and get a hold of that person. So I think it's a really good thing. It does add a couple of steps to your sign up. It doesn't take very long. It's only about a minute, but it is worth it in my opinion because it adds an extra layer of security to the platform. So I'm going to skip through this because you don't need to see me upload a photo of myself, and then we're going to go to the dashboard and we're going to start walking through how to actually post your product on here to start making some money. Here we go. Okay, so I'm back in the main web page now, and if you go to the top right corner and you click on your little icon here and then you click on my dashboard, it will take you back to the main dashboard where you can control your account. Okay, so this is basically our dashboard that controls everything, and in the top right corner you can see this button that says create post. Now when you click on it, it's going to take you to the postings that you currently have, where you can see that I currently have a tent as well as my camera on here, and what I want to rent out today is my laptop. Now I have a nice little kind of 17-inch Chromebook laptop here. I haven't used it in a little while now that I've got a kind of new computer desktop here, and so I want to rent it out on Ruckify. So all I'm going to do is click on add posting, and then we're going to follow the steps and get this going. Okay, so as you can see, you've got kind of a timeline here at the top. So home is where we started. Right now we're working on name, category, and location, and these are the steps that we're going to have to go through in order to actually list our product and get it rented out. Now I will give you the heads up right now, there is an approval process for you to rent your products on there. So every single product gets reviewed. It usually takes about 24 to 48 business hours. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but so far in my experience it's taken basically 1 day, and then my product's live on the site. If you want to edit your product afterwards, it does have to be re-reviewed, so keep that in mind. If you do this properly the first time, hopefully you don't have to re-edit it and you can save yourself some time. So I am going to go through, I'm going to post my laptop on here now, and it's time to start going through the steps. The first step is my item name. So I'm going to just call this my Acer Chromebook laptop. Really easy. Item category, electronics. Subcategory, computers. And item address will only be seen when booked, so this is the address that somebody can actually pick it up from. So next step is category questions. Okay, have you deleted all personal information from your computer? Yes. Okay, so the next step here is the marketing. As you can see, the name is already filled out. I gotta make a headline for it and a description. I'm gonna do that in 1 second, but first of all, this is where we need to add photos. So I gotta go out, take some photos of my laptop here, but the key thing that I wanna let you know first off is take your photos in the square format. If you have an iPhone or you have a Samsung, whatever phone you have, there is settings you can use to take your photos in square. The advantage there is that all your photos are going to come out in that format, especially when viewed on a phone. So if you can take them in that format earlier on, you won't have to reformat them later on. It's going to save you a bunch of time. Your photos are going to look better, and you're going to make more money on your rental. So I'm going to take some photos right now. I will be right back, and then we're going to upload this marketing section and finish off this rental. Alright, we're back. Now this part is pretty simple. All I did was take some photos on my phone, I sent them to my computer, and now it is time to start uploading them. I'm going to write a small little description, and I'm also going to put in the username and password down here in the instructions box. I'm going to fill out the brand and the model, and then we're going to be done with this step, and it's time to move on to the next one. Okay, so I've written a description, edited the name, I've uploaded my photos, put a little bit of instructions as well as the brand and the model. Now it's time to move on to the next step. Okay, now we are in inventory and it gives you a couple of options. You can allow it to instant book or availability check, where it basically has to message you and say, is it available? Now it looks like instant booking increases your bookings by up to 80%. So I'm gonna leave it on that. I think I can rent this out anytime, so it's not really a big deal to me. Now, how many laptops do I have? I only have one. How many can be booked at once? Only once. And how would you describe the condition of the item? It's decent. It's definitely not perfect, but it is decent. So there we go, next one. Next step is the handoff. So how will your item be received? Well, they can pick it up at my location. I am not going to drop off this laptop for somebody else. So I'm going to use my default hours, and what it basically allows is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. What I'll do is I'll put the laptop in a box or something waterproof that I can put it out on my front step. Somebody can pick it up if they need to, and I can do that at any time. So that can happen from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's my default hours. How will you get your item back? They can return it to my location. Default hours again, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That way they can drop it off anytime and I'll just go back out front and pick it up. That way it's also contactless, so it works great in the time of the pandemic. So that is the times that they're allowed to pick it up and drop it off. Will someone book your space? They come to the space. So I don't need that at all. That doesn't even matter to me. This is when they can pick it up. This is when they can drop it off. So next step. Okay, so the next one is the cancellation policy. Now, you have a couple of different options here. You can be super strict and only 50% will be refunded if they are canceled greater than 7 days before. You can be reasonable and give them a full refund if canceled greater than 4 days before, or you can be super easygoing and choose the full refund will be issued if canceled greater than 2 days before. Now, I'm gonna go with easygoing because it's a small little laptop that I don't use very often. It's not gonna be rented out for much, so I'm not too concerned about it. So I'm gonna keep that as easygoing and move on to the next step. Okay, rental fees. Now this is where you're gonna actually be able to decide how much you wanna charge for your rental. So before you fill this out, I recommend checking out Ruckify, seeing what other products are on there and seeing what those are renting for. That should give you a good idea of what the market value is for that, and then you can go from there. So for me, the minimum that I wanna make is $5 on this rental. I'm going to set it at a daily rate of $3 per day, and we're gonna leave it at that. Additional fee, I don't need any additional fees, and I'm gonna update that and move on to the next section. So the next section is protection. Now this is really nice because this is how you ensure that your product is still gonna be okay at the end of your rental. Okay, so this is really cool. So you can choose no insurance and no deposit needed, and you can move on to the next step and not worry about it at all. Or you can also collect a deposit. You can choose any dollar amount of a deposit that you really wanna collect, and that will be money that you can collect and hold in the event that something happens or the event that somebody cancels. The other option is to get insurance through Northbridge. Now what's really nice is they have an insurance calculator down here. So let's say that my laptop was only worth $100 after the depreciation that I put into it and the time. So if you click on that, it gives you an idea of how much you're gonna pay. So my deductible for $100 in insurance coverage is $5. So that means that at the end of the rental, they're gonna take out $5 from my income to cover the insurance fee. However, if something happened and no questions asked, they'd give me $100 to cover the damage as long as I could prove that it was actually damaged. So if I wanted, let's say $300 in coverage, you can see here that my deductible is now $15 for the laptop. So for me, I want $100. I want $100 in coverage because that's probably what I think the laptop is worth. I bought it a couple years ago. I use it for work. It's not pristine condition. It still works, but it's not a high-end laptop either. So it's probably worth $100 if I were to sell it in a marketplace. So I'm gonna get $100 worth of coverage. It's gonna cost me $5 on each rental, and we are gonna update that. Okay, so now I'm on the summary page and it's basically gonna review everything for me. As you can see, all the tabs at the top here, marketing, inventory, handoff, cancellation policy, they're all green because it means that I've filled them out. Now, if I wanna go back and edit any of them, all I have to do is click on whatever section I want, click on edit, and we're good to go. Now, the last step here to do to get your product live is to click on the submit post for a review. Now, it is gonna take 1 to 3 days to get your posting actually reviewed, or in the early days here, I think it's gonna be pretty quick. And as more people post more products, I think it could take longer time. So that's why you wanna do this early and you can't really rush it. It's not something that you can just start today and rent out tomorrow. It takes a little bit of time. So I'm gonna click submit post for a review. It's gonna ask me to actually submit it and confirm it. I'm going to click here, and then that is it. We are done. Congratulations, Zach. Your post is being submitted for a review. What happens next? Sit back and relax. So that is how you post your product for a review on Ruckify. Once it is good and it is up and it is ready to go, you will see it here under my postings, and you can see that my Coleman 3-person tent is already up. It's live. It's ready to go, and it's already made me 15 bucks, and it's a tent that I bought 8 years ago. I used it a couple times and it hasn't done anything for me in the last 3 years, and now I'm making money on it. So I'm super stoked on it. That is how you post your products. I got my laptop on there and I'm about to post a couple more. So please consider subscribing, liking this video. Check out Ruckify.com, and I have a referral code that's going to give you $25 and free Ruck Bucks. So please check that out. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.